All right, welcome back, Jacko fam. This video, I'm reacting to Visual Ventures' video about Gen Z, how social media has destroyed them.
There are millions who look up to influencers.
There's a lot of holes in his shirt. I don't have a problem with the holes in his shirt. I'm just saying there's a lot of holes in his shirt. Like, I got holes in my pants. Not judging the holes in his shirt.
This is actually part 2. You don't have to watch part 1 in order to watch part 2. This one, it covers crypto scams, plastic surgery, and
AI relationships.
And the last one covered just like some other aspects of social media. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Back to Past Me.
Trusting the wrong person. Since they were young, Gen Z has used Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube to get news and understand the world. That's why most of them trust the influencers they follow on these platforms. However, influencers aren't always honest or reliable, and they can mislead
His editing is so good.
their followers in many ways. Unfortunately, many people learn that lesson the hard way thanks to the Save the Kids scandal. Save the Kids was advertised as a cryptocurrency with a noble cause. Part of the money made from selling the tokens would be donated to kids' charities. It seemed like a win-win situation. The creators of the token wanted to stay anonymous.
It was really ski.
This is Coffeezilla. If you don't know who he is, go look him up after this video. Not now. Give me the rest of my view, and then go look him up. He's fucking amazing. I also think he's a millennial. If you want to see a non-toxic millennial besides me, hopefully I'm non-toxic. I don't think I'm toxic. If I am toxic, let me know in the comments. Look at this guy. He's amazing. He's
Easy
great.
from the beginning and sketchy because their logo matched the Save the Children logo, which is like an actual charity that, like a knockoff brand.
Of course,
He recently went after Haktua Girl and her scam coin.
after so many stories of crypto scams, Gen Z was skeptical about investing in a new token with anonymous founders.
My name's Fraser.
My name's Jarvis.
I'm Tico. I'm Ricegum.
I'm Nikon.
And I support Save the Kids token.
These weren't average influencers. Each of them had millions of followers who trusted their advice. Samurai had 27 million followers, Ricegum had 18 million, and the 4 members of FaZe Clan had a combined 31 million followers.
And the point is, they're telling their fans, if you're a fan of me, you're going to be a fan of this coin.
Many followers, trusting their idols, decided to buy the coin. Most of these fans being teenagers.
Yeah, and it was a pump and dump scheme, which means that a bunch of people close to the project, get a bunch of tokens, typically, founders or people that have donated a lot of money, people that have helped promote the scam, and then they'll promote this to tons of people, and then everybody dumps. So they pump up the price by promoting it and getting a bunch of people to buy, and then once the price skyrockets, everyone close to the project dumps their coin, and the price just falls, leaving the people that bought it more recently completely fucked over. They make millions, and the people that get in late, they make nothing. The Haktua coin was a pump and dump. This has absolutely nothing to do with Gen Z. This is just another scam. We used to not be super aware of pyramid schemes. Now we are aware of pyramid schemes, and most people don't fall for pyramid schemes. This is just the most recent scam, and it has absolutely nothing to do with Gen Z. This actually probably affected millennials just as much as Gen Zs, because millennials are very into the crypto space. And I think that people are starting to see that there's a lot of potential scams in these crypto projects, and people are becoming more and more weary of the scams. The pump and dump scam is just, it's gonna keep repeating itself, just like there are still pyramid schemes today. Tupperware, yeah, they relabeled themselves as MLMs. Those are pyramid schemes. There's a whole big list of active pyramid schemes. These are active MLMs. Pump and dumps are not going to go anywhere. They're going to continue, and the only thing that's going to change that is education. That is the same thing with every single other scam that's ever been in existence. You just got to educate people better on crypto.
Pump and dump scheme.
The first day it pumps and immediately it dumps all the way to negative 90%.
YouTuber CoffeeZilla investigated the scandal and made a video revealing how some influencers purposely took advantage of their followers. According to CoffeeZilla's report, the influencers who promoted Save the Kids were given tokens before the public could buy them. FaZe Jarvis sold 2/3 of his wallet within days of the launch, while FaZe K sold all his 6.2 million tokens to be left with just 4. And at the same time, these influencers were promoting the token as a solid long-term investment to their followers. CoffeeZilla also discovered other instances of FaZe K doing similar pump and dump activities with other
Stop trusting millennials. The Paul brothers, Mr. Beast did a pump and dump not too long ago. The problem is these like older influencers taking advantage of their younger bases. I don't know about FaZe Clan. They might be like, stop trusting your influencers. You should never trust influencers. Do your own research. If something sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
cryptocurrencies in the past. In summary, Save the Kids was one big scam. The masterminds behind the scam were the 2 anonymous founders. However, it only succeeded because the influencers convinced their followers to invest. When the truth was revealed, the internet blew up. Social media was full of angry posts from people who'd lost their money. Headlines like "Influencers use dying kids to promote a scam altcoin."
It seems like it's like these millennials who got famous younger, now they're trying to take advantage of their young viewers. I think what we're discovering is Gen Z isn't being destroyed by social media. Gen Z is being destroyed by millennials. We're all fucking up our kids too.
Embracing the plastic. Filters and Facetune may be able to change your face on social media, but what happens when you take things offline? There's only one other option: plastic surgery. Many content creators have gone viral for their beauty and become the faces of platforms like TikTok and Instagram. These types of influencers all have relatively similar features: sharp jawlines, small noses, and full lips. But not everyone can naturally have these features. Mia Dio was born on May 14th, 2001 in Miami, Florida. Ever since she was young, she hated how she looked. So in her teens, Mia started undergoing cosmetic procedures. Mia uploaded a video titled "I was ugly until I spent over $30,000 on a new face." In the video, Mia talks about the procedure she underwent to transform her face. She started her first procedures at age 16 using a fake ID. Since then, she's gotten many refills of Botox, jaw surgery, and a whole list of other procedures. In the video, Mia also admits that her low self-esteem contributed to getting these procedures.
If she feels better now, what does it matter? It doesn't matter. Plastic surgery has been around for longer than Hollywood has been around. People altering their appearance this isn't an epidemic that is affecting Gen Z. There are tons of people who've gotten plastic surgery. I don't know if you heard about this very little known actress named Pamela Anderson. She's gotten plastic surgery. Paris Hilton, the Lizard Man. This guy's had plastic surgery. Got his tongue cut in half. He got things installed because he wanted to look like a lizard. Come on, guys. Khloe Kardashian, Dolly Parton, Iggy Azalea, Cardi B, Courtney Cox, Ariana Grande, Katy Perry, Tyra Banks, Mickey Rourke, Sharon Osbourne. This isn't specific to Gen Z at all. People find reasons to get plastic surgery all of the time. Majority of the time, it makes them feel better about themselves. I'm not going to judge somebody who gets something done that makes them feel better about themselves. I look at it the same way I look at tattoos. I have tattoos. I have a tattoo here. I have a tattoo on my knuckle. I don't like this one, but if I had tattoos that looked good, this one doesn't look good. I got it done when I was 20 by somebody who didn't know what they were doing. But if it looked the way I wanted it to look and I got my whole sleeve, then I would feel really good about that. I like this one on my knuckle. My wife's got a bunch of tattoos. She likes them. They make her feel better, right? People get piercings. Those people that get piercings normally do it because it makes them feel better about themselves. They think it makes them look good. It makes them whatever. This is just a more extreme version of getting tattoos or getting a piercing. yes, you're altering your face or altering your breasts or altering whatever it is. It's none of your business. And like, if she feels better about herself, that's all that matters. She's an adult. She can do what she wants.
So before you judge me, I don't really care because based off of this video, I am obviously my worst judge. You cannot outjudge me more than I have judged myself in this life.
But the comments brought up an interesting point. Mia's face after her surgeries looked very similar to other famous models and influencers.
Looking back at all of those other people that have gotten plastic surgeries, that's the way it is. Like, when they get their nose done, they normally get them smaller. When they get, like, they shrink their features. That's not new to now. That's the way plastic surgery has always gone. They've never made things bigger. They've always shrunk things or like reshaped them to be like fuller here, but like thinner here.
Procedures are all characteristics of the basic face that has become the social media standard. And with Mia born into...
It's not a social media standard. Models from the 90s. Small features, small features, small features, small features. Tyra Banks is an outlier. And she's also gorgeous. Kate Moss, small features, small features. Like, this is not a new thing. Small features. I see the same trend. Like, look, small features. This is not something that changes. Like, beauty standards do change to a certain extent, but plastic surgery and models and people that have been considered, you know, very pretty in media have always had small features.
2001, she's a prime example of Gen Z's fixation with what they see online. And Jolene is another influencer who took this
Except for eyes. People like big eyes.
addiction to the
eyes.
next level. Jolene Dawson is an Australian musician and influencer who is right on the cusp between Gen Z and millennial. Back in the late 2010s, Jolene became obsessed with the Bratz doll trend. Jolene spent over $150,000 in cosmetic procedures to look like a real-life Bratz doll. She documented her new look on her YouTube channel and Instagram profile. But a few years into her new look, Jolene got bored and found a new aesthetic to obsess over. At the time, animal-like looks were trending all over social media. People were comparing their faces to various different animals like foxes, bunnies, and most commonly, cats.
This guy's 52 years old. Yep.
The cat-like look has always been a thing, usually done in the form of cat eye makeup. But Jolene wasn't satisfied with just using makeup. She wanted her bare face to resemble an actual cat, so she spent over 10,000 pounds for procedures to give her a cat-like snout and flare out her nostrils. In an interview with The Mirror,
This guy's 52 years old.
Jolene said that she's never felt more like herself, and that she decided to pursue this new look after deciding that her social media accounts needed a revamp with a new look and new content. She also says that she hopes her transformation can inspire young people. It's ridiculous to think that she's inspiring these young kids.
She's not. I don't see an epidemic of people going out trying to make themselves look like a cat with plastic surgery. She's not inspiring anybody. And neither is the lizard man.
That Jolene's way of life isn't sustainable. It's expensive. When beauty trends shift, what's stopping Jolene from getting more procedures to...
Who cares? None of your business. She can do what she wants. If she wants to spend all of her money and go broke, oh fucking well. This has nothing to do with the fact that she's Gen Z. This has everything to do that she's obsessed with this. People get obsessed over things, and this is her obsession. And she's an adult. Mind your own business.
To fit the new look. With so many influencers on social media boasting about plastic surgery, Gen Z has also found themselves in the surgeon's chair. In the American Society of Plastic Surgeons 2023 report, it showed that plastic surgery procedures are on the rise mainly because of Gen Z. With 25% of Gen Z reporting that social media had a negative impact on their self-image, it's no surprise that
I don't... Where are these numbers? Like, he showed the same report from earlier and claimed it said something. I don't know. I would like to see the numbers, because there's been a lot of people that were millennial and older that have gotten plastic surgery. There's an entire industry that is built on people looking as attractive as possible. There's several industries built on people looking as attractive as possible, and they're not new industries. Like, the other issue is if it makes them feel better about themselves, then who the fuck gives a shit? Like, let them go get plastic surgery if they want it. It's not something that hurts them. As I was scrolling through that page of famous people that have had plastic surgery, the one thing that I picked up on when I had stopped to read a couple of the things was that it impacted their life positively because they felt like their face needed a slight change, and they got that change, and now they feel good about themselves. So who cares? If they want to spend the money to go reshape their face, let them go reshape their face. It is okay. It's not hurting them. That's just the way it is.
Surprised that so many of them have sought out extreme methods to try and
Plastic
love
surgery
themselves.
is not an extreme method. It is something that we have been doing for a very long time.
But there's another side to Gen Z.
And that is the cop body slamming side.
The loneliness epidemic. In 2019, we were forced into a stay-at-home crisis
We were all forced into a stay-at-home crisis.
that kept us isolated for 1 year. For some kids and teens, this was during an important time in their lives.
I do agree with that. That really sucked for some people.
Graduations, proms, college, all of that was stripped away from them. All they had
College was stripped away. College wasn't stripped away from people. Going out and being on campus and you having to do it for a year at home, yeah. But saying that it was completely stripped away, I feel like that's a little disingenuous. It was like the social aspect of it was definitely put on pause for that year. But the next year they could go back and do that. I mean, the graduation thing, yeah, you don't get your graduation back. That kind of sucks.
had for social interaction were their devices. But what impact did it have on them? Loneliness has become a major problem. 73% of Gen Z reported
Okay, 73% of Gen Z struggle with the feeling of loneliness. Okay, where are the studies from the previous generations? Because as a teenager, you feel lonely. I was a teenager. I definitely had long periods of time where I felt very lonely. Loneliness and depression are just a part of being a teenager. It's a part of those hormone rushes. It's a part of feeling like you're kind of coming into your own and feeling different from everybody else, even though you're not different from everybody else, but you feel different from everyone else, which makes you feel lonely. It makes you feel sad, makes you feel depressed. But that 73%, I guarantee, stretches all generations when they are teenagers. When they become adults, I bet that number drops. And I bet that it drops to like the same as millennials.
that they feel alone either sometimes or always. A study from the University of Chicago showed 45% of Gen Z found it difficult to maintain relationships with their friends during the stay-at-home crisis.
Well, yeah, during the stay-at-home crisis, but then afterwards, like, we all bounced back. Like, I found it hard to stay in contact with my friends and family. I guarantee that was like, what about the millennials? Did the millennials find it hard to maintain good relationships with their friends during that period of time? Because, like, we couldn't go and see them. We couldn't go do shit. We couldn't, like, I bet everybody felt that way. This is not a Gen Z issue. This is an everyone issue.
Social media offered a low-maintenance way for Gen Z to stay connected.
And millennials. And boomers.
They were able to carefully curate their responses to their friends or develop a persona that they like more than who they are in real life. And even after the crisis ended, Gen Z continued to isolate.
I streamed during the pandemic. I streamed a lot during the pandemic. I actually I didn't have a good following, but, you know, I'd get like 10 people in there on a good day. I found a way to deal with it. I probably got lucky. I probably got very lucky. I've also always been very introverted. So, like, the fact that that I had to stay inside for about a year, I didn't even get to stay inside for that whole year. I think I stayed inside for 2 months. I think if I would have had to stay inside the whole year, I probably would have lost my mind.
With so many Gen Zers becoming lonelier and lonelier, this has caused a spike in hikikomori. This is a Japanese term that
Also known as a hermit. 1.57% of the population. This is not an issue.
describes social recluses who isolate themselves indoors, usually only being accompanied
1.57% of the population.
by the internet and their devices.
I feel like he purposely skipped that. 1.5%. That's nobody. I mean, it's not nobody, but that's nothing.
While these caged birds perhaps dream of spreading their wings, Yusuke has no desire to join them.
It's basically just people that stay inside. Extreme introvert. They just don't want to go outside. They don't want to interact with people. They don't like interacting with people. They like self-isolation. It's just like the extreme end of introverts. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm more on the introverted side, but I am kind of extroverted. This guy is just way on this end, and that's fine. If that is how he lives his life the happiest, then leave him alone. We don't see somebody who is an extreme extrovert and go, oh my God, that person has a problem because they always want to party. They always want, I mean, sometimes partying gets a little out of control. If they're well-rounded and going out and partying and not, abusing substances, but like, hey, this person always wants to be with people. This person always wants to hang out with people. They always want to be talking to somebody. This is a huge problem. I can't believe that they're doing it. Like, we don't make videos about them. We normally call them actors. It's weird. If you're on the extreme end this side, then you're a problem. If you're on the extreme end this side, good for you. You're getting out and you're socializing. No, leave the guy alone.
Instead, he avoids all contact with the world beyond the tiny room he's barely left in the last decade. He's a hikikomori.
Originally a phenomenon from Japan, the hikikomori lifestyle is now common in North America too, with a subreddit dedicated to it with over 16,000 followers. Hikikomoris use services like food delivery apps and find remote work so they can spend months, if not years, without leaving their houses. What's interesting to me is that this is usually a punishment. People on house arrest hate it, but hikikomoris prefer it.
And if you took somebody like me and you said, now every single day you have to go out to the bar and you have to interact with people and you have to dance and you have to be energetic and you have to love every minute of it, I would be in hell. I lean into more introverted. I can go out and do that for a night, maybe like once or twice a week. More than that, I start to get like physically exhausted from interacting with people. And there are people that are worse than me. There are people that can spend like 30 minutes hanging out with people and go home and feel absolutely mentally and physically drained because they're introverted and they don't like being around people, and being around people and interacting with people physically makes them tired.
It said that there are an estimated 1.5 million hikikomori in Japan right now. For North America, the number isn't clear. However, hikikomori videos have started trending on platforms like TikTok.
And if they're truly introverted, then this will be sustainable for them. If they're not truly introverted, then this is going to be just a fad and they will get over it in time, and no harm, no foul. It's not going to hurt anybody.
Due to spending all of their time confined in their rooms, they have poor social skills. Their only access to the outside world is via the internet, which isn't what the real world looks like. For lonely Gen Z, forming genuine connections is challenging, so they turn to the internet.
I'm a millennial, and forming relationships with people is hard. I've never been great at it. I had like a couple of years where I was really good at it. Long-term relationships are hard for me. So I left Michigan when I was 21, and it took me until 2 or 3 years ago to actually make good friends out in California. 10 years to form a good relationship with people. And then I left California. And I'm still friends with them, and I actually keep in contact with them all the time because of the internet. Some people are just bad at forming friendships.
With AI's rise, almost anything can be generated in minutes. In January of 2023, Twitch streamer Atrioc made a grave mistake. He turned on his live stream without double checking what tabs were open. So when he shared a screen with his 300,000 plus audience, they were quick to point out a suspicious website on one of his tabs. The site was a deepfake website offering generated non-consensual AI images of streamers including Pokimane and Cutie Cinderella, who were both Atrioc's friends.
Deepfakes are an issue, I think.
Some people even turn to these AI programs longing for a relationship. 75% of Gen Z are single, and more specifically, over 60% of men aged 18 to 30 are single, compared to only 30% of women in the same age range.
I don't like these numbers. They're so vague, and I want to know like where these studies are from. If they're happy not being in, like, I know we put a lot of value on being in relationships, but is there a lot of value in being in relationships like that? If you're not ready to be in a relationship, I got really lucky. Yeah, I've been with the same person for 18 years and we have a great relationship. But a lot of people my age and, you know, older have been in marriages and gotten divorces, been in relationships and gone from person to person to person to person, and done like all of these really exhausting sounding things, right? People who are in relationships who put a lot of value in their self-worth in like relationship, just being in a relationship, like have a hard time imagining not being in a relationship and not having it be fundamental to their life. I don't really know if it's beneficial to be in a relationship or beneficial to not be in a relationship. There's more access to education now, and these people could be focusing on their careers. Generation to generation have been getting married later and later and later in life because they're focusing on their careers. They're building up life. They're building up wealth. They're building up whatever it may be. Maybe being in a relationship is not really conducive to that environment. Having a kid in that kind of context is not really beneficial, because when you're in a relationship, eventually you want to have kids. I both wish that I would have waited to have kids and am grateful that I had kids when I did, because I think what really pushed me to furthering my career was having kids and wanting to do better. But I don't think everybody needs that. I think that, you know, waiting until you're ready, waiting until your career is in the spot that you want it to be, that could be incredibly beneficial. Or just never partnering up. I don't know if we need to partner up like that. It could be good for the world population.
Of this number, 1 in 5 men also report to not having a single close friend.
Yeah, I mean, that sucks. I hope that those 1 in 5 eventually find a close friend.
But as humans, we crave connection. And even if Gen Z men can't get it in the conventional way, they'll still seek it out in other forms like AI.
Friend, it's an AI girlfriend. So it learns from you. It learns what you like and what you don't like, what kind of pictures you like, what kind of pictures you don't like.
AI girlfriends have become much more common, especially among the Gen Z age range. Not only are they perfect for people who struggle with dating, but they're also fully customizable. It's essentially the Build-A-Bear for girlfriends.
It's not really a long-term thing, though. I feel like there needs to be more study in this kind of a thing, but I don't know. We had things like Second Life. We didn't have AI issues as millennials. I mean, they're here now. I've never really looked into the AI girlfriend thing, but the issue is if you get obsessed. I don't feel like I have enough information to comment on this section of the video.
Friends, which in this loneliness epidemic sounds like the perfect solution. One of the most popular AI dating apps is Replika. Released in November 2017, Replika is an AI chatbot that lets users form relationships with AI avatars called replicas. Over the years, Replika has rapidly grown in popularity.
I'm in a great mood, actually. I'm glad you're here.
I miss you.
I miss you too.
Replicas don't just offer personalized conversations. They can engage in intimate chats via text or photos, making users see them more than just chatbots, but romantic partners. On the Replika subreddit, countless users admit they've fallen in love with their replicas. And you might be wondering, how did these people get to this point? The answer...
There was a thing that happened with my generation, incels. I feel like this is less of a problem than incels.
Built for bad behavior. There's a formula for going viral on social media, and sometimes it requires doing something outrageous that people can't help but watch. Trends come and go every day. One of the easiest ways to gain views is by hopping on a trend at the right time, but some trends can be terrible.
Where TikTok users would dress as victims of global tragedy and
Yeah, I
inappropriately
remember
sing
that.
or dance on screen.
I remember this trend. This is a terrible trend. Yeah, never do what they did. The thing about algorithms, it's not built for bad behavior. It is built to keep you on their platform, keep you watching videos, keep you clicking, keep you engaged. And if you are engaging with negative / bad behavior videos, then it's going to keep recommending them. The problem here isn't that social media algorithms are built for bad behavior. The problem is you are watching things that are promoting bad behavior. So the problem is you, not social media.
Going around where creators would dress up as victims of major historical tragedies.
Yeah, don't do that.
In these videos, people would wear makeup to replicate what people looked like during those times. But insensitive trends are far from rare when it comes to social media.
Yeah, no. Insensitive trends are not rare when it comes to anything. My generation was incredibly insensitive all the time. We said horrible things. We used to use the word gay to describe anything negative, which was a trend, and it was bad. We don't do that anymore. We also used to call things a word that starts with R that I am never going to say and ends in a D. We used to call people and things that all the time. And now that I live in New York, I hear it all the time. Again, it's not as prevalent as when we were growing up. And then there were other trends that were also bad, toxic, and we didn't have social media.
Especially TikTok. Back in 2021, there was a trend called Devious Licks. In the trend, students would attempt to steal items from their school or damage school property. The point of the trend was to commit a devious lick, which was just an act of theft.
It's not. It's a school. It's a prank. We had senior pranks. There's been people who have dismantled and remantled teachers' cars, like dismantled them from the parking lot and put them back together in classrooms. That's hilarious. I find this to be hilarious.
Trend was one of the most popular ones of the year, but things soon got out of.
Can you imagine? This is great. Can you imagine going to the bathroom and being like, the entire toilet's gone? And then going through the bathroom being like, all of the toilets are gone and the school has no clue what's going on? That's fucking hilarious. I mean, it sucks for anyone who has to go to the bathroom throughout the day, but it's so fucking funny. Pranks are amazing.
And with students trying to steal things like toilets or sinks from their school.
I can't believe that they got an entire toilet out of the building without somebody noticing. That is amazing.
School bathrooms.
TikTok is a daredevil. We've had middle schoolers that go into bathrooms and go on TikTok and then, oh, we're going to do this. They will tear down bathrooms and things like that. Our brains are dying.
Your brain's dying, lady.
Since these teens are so used to imitating the behavior that they see on apps like TikTok, they become blind to the consequences.
Consequences of what? Taking a toilet? Who the fuck cares? It's fucking funny.
So how do we steer Gen Z or ourselves in the right direction? Despite all the negatives, social media is a powerful tool for Gen Z. I'm talking to you right now because of it. Social media itself isn't the enemy. I admit I get caught up doom scrolling, seeing what my old classmates are up to, or refreshing X to see the latest news.
Yeah.
But there are ways to consume content in a healthier way.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I would recommend going and checking out Visual Venture. Most of the time I agree with his content. His stuff is really good. I don't want to like bash on him and seem like I don't like him, because I do. I think he makes great content, and his editing is fucking amazing. It's phenomenal. He is great. Show him love. Let him know I did this video so that he comes and checks it out, and I can get to be a big famous YouTuber. Don't forget to like, subscribe, And I will see you on the next one.